Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Marvel's MODOK is the brand new Marvel TV show that dropped on Hulu on May 21st. The show stars Patton Oswalt, Melissa Fumero, Amy Garcia, Warren McClendon Covey, Ben Schwartz, John Hamm, Nathan Fillion, Whoopi Goldberg, Bill Hader. The show's about an evil supervillain with a really big head, MODOK, voiced by Patton Oswalt, who runs a high technological company called AIM. But as the show continues, Beck Bennett plays a character who runs a company called Grumble, who wants to take over AIM at the same time as he's trying to balance who can take over AIM and how much control he has of his own company. He's also battling his family and a possible divorce. The show is 22 to 25 minutes long, an episode 10 episodes long, and it's TV mature. Welcome to a brand new TV show review here on Max Talks Movies. Today we're talking about MODOK, which dropped on Hulu. All 10 episodes dropped on Friday. I watched all of them during the weekend, and now I'm going to talk non-spoiler about this show right now. Before we start my review of MODOK, please leave a like button, guys. That is the best way to support this channel. Also, please comment down below your non-spoiler thoughts of MODOK. If you've already seen the show, it's one of your favorite shows of the year, not one of your favorite shows of the year, and do you want to see a season 2? If you have not seen MODOK, tell me if you have Hulu, and will you check this one out? This week, all 10 episodes have already dropped, so you guys can check this one out whenever you like on Hulu. Also, please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews like these, streaming platform reviews, movie rankings, and my own box office breakdown show. If you like any one of those things, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell for notifications. Now, without further ado, let's get with my review. So I was very excited for this show. It's a Marvel property that is too TV matured to be on Disney Plus. It has to go on Hulu, and that already got me very, very excited. Obviously, my favorite show of the year is Invincible, which is a TV matured superhero show, but you can't really compare Invincible to this at all. Because MODOK, first of all, is a lot shorter. Invincible is at 45 to 50 minute time span, but MODOK, on the other hand, is, as I said, 22 to 25 minutes an episode. So it's a regular animated show, but it has a lot of raunchiness, a lot of blood, dirty talk. There's a lot of raunchy stuff in the show, and it's also brought from the people who made Robot Chicken, which includes Seth Green. They are producers on the show, so if you know Robot Chicken, you know the type of animation this is going to be. And that's what I want to start my main positive with the show, is that the animation, in my opinion, is really unique, and there's nothing really quite like this type of animation out there at the moment. And it made the show a lot more fresh, because the animation, again, the show for me is extremely fresh, meaning that we don't really see this type of show, this type of animation out there for a Marvel TV show or just a TV show in general. It was really nice to watch. The designs on MODOK are really inventive stuff. The type of animation on the normal, like the humans, his family, was also well done. And just the world building too of the show. Again, this is not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's its own alternate universe in the world of Marvel. And it does feel like its own thing. It doesn't, there's Iron Man is in the show, voiced by John Hamm. Not a lot. There are a lot of cameos from other Marvel big time superheroes and villains. But really the main point of the show is MODOK and AIM and his family. Really, his family is kind of the main storyline going on, while his battle with AIM, his own company, is also going on at the very same time. That's kind of the main plot of the show, without getting into too many spoilers. Another problem with the show is this really talented voice cast. Patton Oswalt, one of the best voice actors working today. He's, all the way back to, to Ratatouille. He is really good as MODOK. It's a really good performance, because he can both be, you can care for this character at certain points in the last couple of episodes, but he also is quite unlikable in the first half of the show. And Oswalt balances his voice performances very well off of that. Also, Oswalt takes on producing and writer duties for this show, which is a pretty big deal, because obviously with animation, you don't really see the main voice actor a part of the production that much. But Oswalt does take a writing credit for the show. He created the show and wrote multiple episodes, 2 episodes of the show. So it is really amazing, and it is based off Marvel Comics, but he's the one who brought this animation to life for the show. As I said earlier, I actually like that they did a good job of balancing how unlikable this character is. Again, he's a supervillain. He wants to do bad things, but you also get to balance his real world stuff, his family stuff. You do care about his family. And by the way, his family is really fantastic, especially his son, Blue, voiced by Ben Schwartz, which was my favorite character of the entire show. Every time he's on screen, I was hysterical. I was really laughing hard whenever Ben Schwartz was on screen. He has a lot of these characters do have their own episodes with MODOK. His sister has a big episode. His son has a big episode. His wife has multiple big episodes. But his one, which I think is episode 6 with his son, where they take a trip to a familiar place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was really, really fun to see in animated form. And Lou is such a funny character, and his dynamic with the fact that he likes magic.
Is that enough of a reference for you?
And all that type of stuff I really did enjoy, but he has completely different dynamics with each member of his family. His wife, she is trying to be a writer, influencer, I guess you want to call her that. They have 2 kids. His daughter looks like MODOK. She's in the whole metal. She has a big enough head to wear this stuff. And his son Lou looks like his wife. So I think it's a good balance of having that as well in the show. But again, I'll tell you some negatives as well, as I'll get to in a little bit. But for me, the show is really quite funny. I was chuckling every single episode of the show. And I know this humor will not be for everyone. It's already a pretty divisive show. I've heard a lot of critics that I trust really bash the show and not really enjoy the show. But I've also heard a lot of critics that do like the show a lot. And that's where I am. I like the show a lot. I don't love the show. Would I see a season 2? Absolutely. I think the show deserves a season 2, especially for the last 10 minutes. There's a lot of explaining to do what happens in the last 10 minutes of the show, and it's clearly setting up a season 2 that it kind of feels like this. And that's kind of my main issue with the show, is that, well, yes, they needed to nail the family dynamic. They needed to do this AIM storyline into the show. It feels like a small part of his story into a bigger storyline in season 2. It feels like the big story should be coming in future seasons, not this season, which I can see a lot of people complaining about. It didn't really affect me because they needed to nail that family dynamic. And I thought they really did, so you care about each member of the family for future seasons. But at times it feels like they want to hold off telling an epic story for future seasons instead of this season. That's kind of an issue I have with the show. Another issue I have with the show is balancing tones. It is, for the most part, an over-the-top, hilarious. Every single line of dialogue is trying to be a joke. But for me, at times when I try to balance being over the top and funny to also trying to be serious, as sometimes those tones just don't really clash that much, especially the last episode, which I thought was not that special of a final episode. It does set up a season 2, but I want a lot more epicness. So I just wanted to see a bigger finale. It just felt like it could have been clunked in with the rest of the show. But overall, guys, MODOK was a show that if you don't take too seriously, which you really shouldn't do, you're going to have a fun time with the show. Again, it really depends on your humor. If you like Robot Chicken, if you like some Family Guy isms, they're in the show as well. Definitely check this one out on Hulu. All 10 episodes are available on Hulu, so you can just check out all 10. I'm going to give Marvel's MODOK on Hulu a 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to give the show a 73%. I really did enjoy the show. I did not love the show. It didn't go as deeper as I needed it to. And at times tones were clashing that I wasn't enjoying myself. But for the most part, every character I liked or didn't like in a strong way. I was laughing each episode. And I would highly recommend, if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a rated R animated fan, or a Robot Chicken Family Guy, definitely check out MODOK. Please like the video, comment down below. Do you agree with me, disagree with me? I know it's a divisive show. Tell me why you don't like the show. If you do not like the show, subscribe, ring the bell. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this review of MODOK.